Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today, and today is the final week of June, and I just want to quickly remind you to please take good care of yourself both physically and mentally. And while these figures I'm about to show you are a little bit old, the reason I want to make a video on them is because they are actually the most expensive action figures that I have in my collection. And these ones are made by a company called Second Acts, and here we got Izuki, we also got Sakura, and lastly we also got Asagi. And these figures are from a franchise that is not safe for work, so viewer discretion is advised. And on top of that, I also have the accessory boxes for each character. Now, granted, I am not going to go over these. These are actually very worthless accessories. Basically, all they do is they make the characters pregnant. And yeah, that's pretty much all they're good for. So honestly, I'm not even going to cover these. And so that you guys are aware, these figures are basically $200 each. Now, for me, normally, $100 is usually the limit for me, you know, like Amazing Yamaguchi or Mofix. But unfortunately, sometimes you make really stupid decisions, and sometimes you buy something really stupid that you shouldn't have. And for me, it's these figures right here. I saw these back in the day, and I knew I just had to have them despite the ridiculous price point. And do I regret buying these? A little bit, yeah. But regardless, I still wanted them, and well, here they are. Alright, now for the unboxing, let's start with the main character of the series. We're gonna do Misagi. So you get this little booklet right here. You get a stand for the figure. You get the arm right here. And then you get Asagi herself. And as you can see, she does have some not safe for work accessories. And now it's time for Yukazi. She gets her own little book. And of course, she also gets her own stand as well. And she has all of these accessories. And she does have some not safe for work accessories down here. And now I'm going to show you Sakura, my favorite character in this franchise. Of course, she has her book. She has her stand in here, her arm. Then of course you got all of her accessories, not to mention her not safe for work ones. Alright, now let's start with the Asagi, and this being a more expensive product, obviously I want the paint to be really good, and luckily on all three of these figures, the paint looks amazing on all three of them. Now one thing that I personally don't like is the netting. For some reason decided to make them glossy, which I don't like. As you can see, all the netting around her body, that's pretty much just glossy. Another thing that I don't like is basically the hole that you see in the neck. Now granted, it does give her amazing range. As you can see, she can look down all the way down. And looking up, she can also do that pretty well as well, despite the hair getting in the way. If it wasn't for the hair, she'd be able to go all the way up. And to better show that off, here is Sakura with the shorter hair. And with these figures, you can actually lift the head up and down, as you can see. And of course, that allows her to look up all the way up. And look all the way down. And when it comes to these two characters, as you notice, their outfits seem to be nearly the same, although there are some small differences. For example, if you look at the sides of their bodies, you can tell that this one has more netting, while this one has her skin more exposed. Not to mention the design of her outfit is slightly different over here for some reason. Now, one of the main reasons that I ended up getting these figures is because of how ridiculous the customization is with these figures. For example, as you can see, they actually have breast articulation. and they're actually removable, and the main reason is because you can actually swap them out with different ones, which are more of not safe for work type of accessories. Top of that, you can also remove parts like this right here, which of course are also to for not safe for work imagery. Now, what I really like about these figures is that whether you want something more actiony or if you want something a little bit more lewd on your display, these work really well. On top of that, they got really good articulation. As you can see, the figure can do the perfect splits pretty well. On top of that, kicking high up is pretty good as well. The only issue with the legs, however, has to be because of how they designed the cheeks. Unfortunately, if you want the leg to go backwards, it's going to have to go to the side instead of just going straight back. But that's the only negative when it comes to the articulation. Everything else is pretty good. As you can see, this is how much the leg bends. Of course, you also get some foot articulation, and you also get thigh rotation. You get a ball joint for the stomach, a ball joint for the chest. Top of that, this is how much the arms can bend. You also get arm rotation. You also get neck articulation, as I mentioned earlier. Not to mention the head can go up and down. And of course, you also get breast articulation. Whoops. And of course, breast articulation. Now, one downside is because he does have a bunch of removable pieces, it is possible that you might lose some of these pieces if you're not careful. So, you know, gotta make sure I don't do that. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is for Asagi specifically, they have this peg sticking right out of her back, which I really do not like. I don't know why they did that. It's mainly to have her sword right there, but like still, they could have just put the peg on the actual weapon instead. That would have looked better, but you know. And speaking of the weapons, they actually did an amazing job painting them, as you can see. This one with the purple, the silver, the gold, the black, it all looked pretty good. And of course, it's detachable. And then for Sakura's weapons, they give her two of these. And just the same deal, they did an amazing job painting these. And for the final character, here are her pistols, and these look pretty good as well. They got the gold, they got the grays, and they got this green right here, which looks really nice. And of course, she gets two of them. And when it comes to the final character, Yukaze, she pretty much has the exact same articulation. The only difference is that the hair gets in the way a lot because she has really long hair, as you can see. And unfortunately, it barely can hold its own weight at times, so this is definitely going to be a problem when posing it. Not to mention, all the characters walk on high heels, so that's also going to make it a little bit harder to get them to stand up. You'll definitely need some stands for these figures. The only thing that she doesn't have is breast articulation because, well, she doesn't have any. But they are removable, as you can see right here. Just like the other characters, you can swap them out for something that's a little bit more skin revealant. And when it comes to the figure shading, they did an amazing job with this. As you can see, they actually do got some pink shading on the exposed skin. On top of that, with the hair, you got some black and then some blue shading throughout it, which looks really nice. On top of that, you got the metallic purple, you got the different shades of purple, and with the silver, it looks pretty amazing. And the same thing goes for the other characters. As you can see, the hair, you know, you got the shading up here, different shading down here on the bottom. It looks pretty good. You also got the pink shading for the exposed skin. And you even got some shading down here for the grays, which look really nice. And with the final character, her entire skin tone is also shaded. It's gonna be hard to tell with this one because it is she has more of a darker skin, but you do definitely see shading throughout her body, which looks really nice. Not to mention the rest of the paint, like the glossiness of this part of her outfit, the reds, the grays. It all looks pretty clean. And even here on the back side, as you can see, they got shading throughout her whole hair. Even these long ponytails have some shading as well. And for anyone that's unaware, when it comes to this franchise, it isn't just like a hentai series. There's also like games on mobile and on Steam, and basically you get to collect all of these characters, and this franchise has a lot of characters. And even though Second X did an amazing job with all of these figures, I'm pretty happy that they just stopped at these 3, because it has been like, I don't know, I think it's been like a year or 2 since they released the last one. So I'm glad that they don't make any more, because at $200 a piece, this definitely would have been a burden on my wallet. And honestly, because honestly, I do like these figures. I really do. They did an amazing job. But they're just really expensive. Like, honestly, for me, this was just like a one-time purchase. Like, I just don't see myself buying figures of this price point, because even though I do like them a lot, personally, I just don't think they're worth the money. Now, when it comes to the accessories, I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to go over the important ones. And of course, that being the more lewd options. And here is Yukaze with her alternate faceplate, and of course her alternate chest piece. And of course, here's what she looks like by default. And when it comes to Asagi, here is her more lewd faceplate and chest piece. And here what she looks like by default. And here's what Sakura looks like with her more lewd faceplate and chest piece. And here's how she looks by default. And for size comparisons, here they are next to my Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And as you can see, pretty much all of them are exactly the same size except for Yukaze. Yukaze seems to be like half a head shorter than everybody else. Anyway, guys, I just want to quickly mention I do have a Twitter account, and if you guys are interested in following me, there's already a link on my YouTube channel, but just in case, I'll leave a link in the description as well. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you can, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.